Alright guys, the Axail Scx10 2 kit. We'll do kind of a quick, maybe not so quick. Sorry, I'm kind of putting this phone in front of me to record this because I tried doing it through the live earlier and shot a little live video of an unboxing. Something I actually got from somebody, and the whole time I was having a focus issue, so I tried to do another video this evening and it just did the same thing. But anyhow, I do something a little different here. I put a little grease down in behind that front bearing. That kind of does help you protect in the fact that you take this sucker off road into a big mud hole, or something I would never do more than a couple hundred times a day if I was able. Comes with 4 little bearings. There's 2 of them per axle. I've actually already assembled the front partially. I will put more grease in these than what they recommend for more than one reason. One being, as long as I have the electronics correct, I will submerge my trucks. No, it's not good on them, even though it's sealed bearings and all that crap. It's still capable of getting grease in it or water in it, and it will. But I do try to keep a close eye on that stuff. I don't tear them apart like I would like to and go completely through them, but I do get into them enough that I make sure that everything stays greased. But front housing, I've already done it, so to speak. It's already greased. Now I'm going to put a healthy little shot of grease in here. I don't put so much that it can't absorb it into the diff. I don't put so much that I'm sealing it up to where there's no room for error. Grease will evaporate in heat. It will get thicker with cold. I've been a mechanic for several years on full-size automotive, and I do know that grease is a good thing, and over-greasing certain things can be a bad thing. But I'm going to attempt to get that in there a little bit. I don't give a hoot about getting it on my hands. I'm just kind of putting a little bit in the end of the tube. Once I put the axle in there, that will shove it through there, but it'll give a little bit to seal. Not really seal, but keep the end of that cleaned up. Of course, it also allows, if dirt gets in there, to build up the dirt and cause you problems as well. So, pluses and minuses. Alright. Same thing here. This is actually a marine grade grease. I normally use the Lucas, but the last time I went to get Lucas, they were sold out, so I grabbed another brand, and well, let's just say that this is what I got. So just like that, as you can see, I've got plenty of grease in there. Once it does melt around a little bit, gets hot, gets cold, it'll do its thing, but it should never be to where it's out. Same thing here. I don't like the fact that that bolt hole is going to have grease in it. I will have to clean that out because that could cause an issue. It actually could cause the threads to strip on me, because if you start to push in there and it can't push, then it's a possibility that it will push the bolt back out and destroy the thread. So, same thing here. Cover, which is pretty cool because these things act like your bearing caps. Crud, I don't got no toothpicks in here. But I do have a handful of tools close. Take that wrench, make sure the holes aren't full to the point that when I put a bolt in it wants to shove the bolt out. Sorry about the terrible videoing. I probably won't be able to load this anyways because I'm already over 5 minutes. I hate saying this, but Sprint sucks. They told me I would have service at my house, which I know I'm out in the middle of the boonies, but I try to load a 5-minute video. It takes 2 hours. And the funny thing is, it may tell me I'm taking 2 hours for an hour and a half before it actually starts counting down. Sorry guys, I've been pretty sick here recently, so maybe it'll be the end of old Dale soon enough. But we're going to throw the 4 bolts in. Real quick and simple here. Just going to set these in here for a minute. I'll probably do this kind of off camera, so to speak. Pause it here in just a second. I would like to throw the axles and all that together all in the same video. Should not take this long, but I ain't got very good organization right now, and I slept about 2.5 to 3 hours last night, so I'm feeling it. Grandbaby was sick, so let's pause this for a minute and see what we can do. All right, I already did the one side, but pretty simple. 2 bearings, phenomenal instructions on how they are. One goes to the outside, one goes to the inside. Once those 2 are in there, your axle stub shaft is actually going to slide right in here, or your universal knuckle. Here again, just my preference, but I'm going to put a little grease on this right here. That will allow some of it to get into this bearing area, and if you have an issue with some water, it should help to keep it from rusting and binding everything up. Knock my grease rag off. Like I said, I already done this side as far as the bearings go. Okay, these actually I think have a left and a right on them. No, it has a 1 and a 2 on it, but that's good enough. Number 2 is the left side, and this is actually going to be left, and so pretty quick and simple. Oh, wait a minute, I about screwed the pooch on that one. I forgot about the bearings and the ends. So, see, trying to hurry due to videoing time. Oh, I'm on the right side. I'm thinking, wait a minute, they're showing that the other way. This is upside down on the pictures. All right, now you'll have to spin that around to get lined up. That looks upside down. I'm pretty daggone confident that I've got it on backward, dummy. Oh, I forgot to tighten them bolts up, didn't I? All right. Yeah, I just screwed the pooch majorly. No, I didn't, because I was upside down and backward. All right. So that is right. Small part to the top. Once you've got that on in the same bag as the differentials and the pinion gear, there's 4 little bolts that are shanked. That is your upper and lower ball joint. What do you think about that? They just go in there, simple as that. And the other side, bring it back in here, spin it around till it locks, put the knuckle on backward. It'll look cooler that way when it doesn't turn at all. I really need to go take a nap, maybe a couple hours. I'm not going to crank them tight. Just going to pull them down enough to, so to speak, set them. That slipped off. Sorry, I keep looking down at the phone to make sure it's staying focused. Or trying to make sure it's staying focused. Not that I'm going to be able to load this, because I'm at 11 minutes right now. And I'll go through and check these when I'm done. Okay, I've still got good play in it. I'm just bringing those down to seat them on that top of that axle housing itself. On your outer spindle yoke. It's too tight, you can strip them out, or too loose, they will come out, or too tight, you'll crank them down to the point they won't turn the wheel for you. I'm going to draw 2 of these down, then I'm going to go. Or I might just do one, move it out of the way, put the rear axles in, which I'm sure is on the other page, and it is. It looks like I've managed to roll a bolt off the board, or off the table, off the board. I got old timers, guys. Can't help it. I'm thinking tomorrow I may go into town. If it wasn't for it's a good 35-40 minute drive, I would go plumb down to this big city, and I could load this video down to big city and Wi-Fi in about 2 or 3 minutes instead of 2 or 3 hours. Alright, move all this stuff out of the way for a minute. Flip the page just to be technical, even though I've got 2 bolts put in the rear. Pretty quick and simple. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. It looks like the actual axle goes in first. So I'm going to check these axles and make sure they're the same length. Looks like your axle goes in there into the housing. You're in the unit. Give her a little spin in the unit. I'm going to do this. A little grease here. That one actually kept grease around it. That one kind of sucked it all in. I'm going to put my bearing in. The bearing is actually what locks that axle in. So my first AR-44s I've put together, so I did not know that. I'm not making this quick and simple, but quick and simple. 4 bolts as well that come in that one bag, the bag A, and you run them in there and they hold the bearing and axle all in place. I will be trying to work on this a bit. I did get some parts earlier for it. I got a new motor, an ESC, from a gentleman. He assures me he's not a saint, and I believe that, but he's been a very good guy to me. It was pretty cool. I never imagined to get as many comments as I do, let alone somebody to care enough to say, hey, I got a new motor in ESC, you want it for your next project? But this gentleman did. Thank you, Aaron. And you know, I've said it before, and you know, some of you listened to, some of you haven't, but I'm not rich by no long shot. I have been able to get some things here recently. And to get a little bit of a settlement when I got fired at work. They gave me a severance pay, but I went and bought a couple things and then found out that, hey, you're not going to get unemployment for a month. So now I'm in worse shape than what I was. And I kind of knew this was what's going to happen. It's just the luck of the draw. But I did have a couple things I was able to sell and kind of helped a little bit. So, crybaby me. All right. Well, that is that. Other than one missing diff cover bolt. So I'm gonna shove that in there real quick. Crank that dude down. Tell you what, while I'm tightening this up, I'll say a couple things about the guys that watch in the RC community. Guys, gals, you know, you guys support each other. You support us, the people shooting the videos and running the trucks, and to anybody who does listen to me, I appreciate every bit of it. It is phenomenal what the I don't know how else to say it other than RC community, what they do for each other. I have seen so much kindness. I've went to a couple events and it was the same way there. Just guys are just phenomenally cool to each other, and hey, it's the way to be, man. It's a short world, a short life world. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave this one right here. Got the axles assembled. I still got some more to do to the axle itself, but I'm going to cut this one off right here. Again, thanks, guys. Thanks to my family for supporting me. Thanks to all my friends on Facebook that have supported me. The guys who I go trailing with are awesome. And you know, the people comment. So, Dale with Crash King RC, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Get out, have some fun. Whatever your hobby is, RCs, guns, real trucks, whatever. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.